Men, if you've ever felt like you're always the one pushing things forward, always initiating, always proving yourself, this message is for you. Attraction does not grow when you chase harder. It grows when a woman feels emotionally engaged, intrigued, and uncertain in a healthy way about where she stands with you. When a woman starts chasing, it's because something inside her has been activated, not because you begged, pressured, or overexplained yourself. Making a woman chase is not about ignoring her, playing games, or pretending you don't care. It's about how you carry yourself, how you show up, and how you create a dynamic where she feels compelled to invest. Women chase when they sense value, emotional safety, confidence, and mystery all working together. They chase when they feel that being close to you is earned, not handed out freely. In the modern dating world, attention is everywhere. What's rare is presence, emotional control, and a man who doesn't lose himself trying to be liked. When you stay grounded, focused on your life, and intentional with your time, something shifts. She begins to notice your absence. She starts thinking about your reactions. She wonders where she stands. That curiosity is where chasing begins. This is about putting yourself in a position of quiet strength. You don't demand interest. You invite it. You don't force attraction. You allow it to grow. When a woman feels that you are solid, calm, and self-directed, she naturally wants to move closer. In the next sections, I'll walk you through exactly how this works, step by step. These are practical behaviors, not theories. If you apply them correctly, you'll notice a change in how women respond, invest, and pursue you. 1. Stop over-availability. If you want a woman to start chasing you, the first thing you must correct is over-availability. Many men lose attraction without realizing it because they make themselves too accessible, too predictable, and too easy to reach. When you reply instantly every time, cancel plans to fit her schedule, or always make yourself emotionally available on demand, you remove the sense of value from your time. Women chase what feels meaningful, not what feels guaranteed. Overavailability sends a silent message that your life revolves around her attention. Even if you don't say it, your actions communicate it clearly. A woman may enjoy the attention at first, but attraction fades when there is no challenge, no tension, and no sense that she has to invest effort to keep your interest. Chasing begins when she feels that your time, focus, and energy are selective. This does not mean ignoring her or acting cold. It means responding when you genuinely have time, not when you feel anxious about losing her. It means having plans, priorities, and a routine that doesn't pause every time your phone lights up. When you are busy living your life, your presence becomes more valuable. She starts noticing when you are not immediately available. That absence creates curiosity. Curiosity leads to pursuit. Men often fear that pulling back slightly will make her lose interest. In reality, the opposite usually happens. When you stop flooding her with attention, she begins to wonder why. She starts checking her phone more often. She replays conversations. She looks for signs that she still has your interest. That internal shift is the beginning of chasing. The key is consistency, not distance. You show up with calm energy, confidence, and intention, but you do not hover. You don't explain why you were busy. You don't apologize for having a life. You simply remain grounded. This communicates self-respect, emotional control, and independence, all of which are deeply attractive. When a woman senses that your attention must be earned through mutual engagement, she naturally steps forward. She initiates more. She asks questions. She tries to secure your time. Not because you manipulated her, but because you stopped giving away your value for free. Overavailability kills attraction quietly. Reducing it restores balance and creates space for her to move toward you. This is where the dynamic begins to shift in your favor. 2. Keep emotional control. One of the strongest reasons a woman starts chasing a man is emotional control. When you stay calm, steady, and grounded regardless of what's happening, you immediately separate yourself from most men. Emotional control shows strength without words. It tells her you are secure, self-aware, and not dependent on external validation. That alone creates attraction. Many men give away their power by reacting too quickly. They get anxious when replies slow down. They overthink small changes in behavior. They seek reassurance through messages, questions, or emotional explanations. The moment a woman senses that your mood rises and falls based on her attention, she unconsciously feels pressure. Pressure kills attraction. Calm confidence invites pursuit. Emotional control doesn't mean hiding feelings or acting indifferent. It means not letting uncertainty control your behavior. You don't rush to fix things that aren't broken. You don't demand clarity before it's naturally offered. You allow space for the connection to develop without forcing outcomes. That patience communicates confidence and self-trust. When a woman notices that you don't panic, chase, or overinvest emotionally, she begins to feel something shift. She becomes more aware of her own behavior. She notices that you don't overreact if she pulls back slightly. This makes her more conscious of how much effort she is putting in. When she realizes you won't chase her emotionally, she starts stepping forward to maintain the connection. Men often believe showing strong emotion early builds connection. In reality, emotional stability builds safety and attraction. A woman feels more drawn to a man who can enjoy the connection without clinging to it. Your ability to stay relaxed and present makes interactions feel easy and natural. She associates you with emotional comfort rather than emotional demand. Emotional control also shows leadership. You set the tone of the interaction without needing to dominate it. You listen, you engage, you respond thoughtfully. This creates trust and curiosity. She feels safe leaning in because she senses that you won't overwhelm her or lose yourself. When a woman starts feeling emotionally invested while you remain steady, a natural imbalance forms. She begins thinking more about you. She wonders how you feel. She wants reassurance that she matters to you. That desire pulls her closer and triggers chasing behavior. Emotional control is not passive. It is intentional strength. Master this, and you will notice women engaging more, reaching out first, and seeking your attention without being asked. 3. Let her invest first. If you want a woman to chase you, she must be allowed to invest emotionally, mentally, and socially. Attraction grows through investment. The more effort she puts in, the more attached she becomes. Many men sabotage this by doing too much too soon. They lead every conversation, plan everything, and give constant reassurance. When she doesn't need to invest, she doesn't feel the pull to pursue. Letting her invest starts with restraint. You don't rush to fill silence. You don't carry the entire interaction. You allow her space to ask questions, share stories, and initiate contact. When she does, you receive it calmly instead of rewarding it with excessive enthusiasm. This balance teaches her that her effort matters and that connection with you is something she builds, not something handed to her. Investment can be small at first. She texts first. She checks in. She asks about your day. She suggests meeting up. Each action strengthens her emotional attachment. Your job is to notice these moments and respond in a way that feels natural and appreciative without overreacting. When her effort feels acknowledged but not desperately needed, she feels encouraged to do more. Many men fear that if they don't lead everything, things will fade. In reality, when you allow her to contribute, you create a shared dynamic instead of a one-sided chase. She begins to feel responsible for the connection. Once a woman feels responsible, she becomes emotionally engaged. Emotionally engaged women pursue. Letting her invest also means not rescuing the interaction when it slows down. If conversation pauses, let it pause. If she takes longer to respond, stay relaxed. Your calm response sends a message that you trust the connection. This subtly challenges her to step forward if she wants to keep your attention. When a woman invests and sees that you don't chase her for more, something shifts internally. She starts wondering how much you care. She wants to secure her place in your life. That desire pulls her into pursuit mode. She may not even realize she's chasing, but her behavior will show it. You are not withholding affection. You are allowing reciprocity. This is the difference between attraction and attachment. Attraction grows when effort is mutual and earned. When you give her the space to invest, you give her the opportunity to chase. 4. Maintain your mystery. A woman chases what she hasn't fully figured out. Mystery keeps her engaged, curious, and emotionally invested. When you reveal everything too quickly, you remove the tension that fuels attraction. Many men overshare early, explaining their intentions, feelings, routines, and future plans before the connection has had time to breathe. When there's nothing left to discover, the desire to pursue fades. Maintaining mystery does not mean being secretive or dishonest. It means pacing what you reveal. You share enough to be real and engaging, but you don't unload your entire story all at once. You allow her to learn about you gradually through experience, not explanations. This creates anticipation and keeps her mentally engaged. Mystery is also about emotional pacing. You don't rush to define the relationship. You don't push for clarity too early. You allow the dynamic to develop naturally. When a woman doesn't know exactly where she stands, she starts paying more attention to your words, actions, and energy. That attention increases emotional investment. Emotional investment leads to pursuit. Another part of mystery is unpredictability in a healthy way. She knows you're consistent, but she doesn't know everything you're thinking. You might be warm and engaging one moment, focused on your life the next. This balance keeps her curious without making her feel insecure. She feels challenged in a way that draws her closer instead of pushing her away. Men often mistake mystery for distance. True mystery is presence without explanation. You show up fully when you're together, but you don't narrate your emotions or intentions constantly. This allows her imagination to fill in the gaps. What she imagines often feels stronger than anything you could say. When a woman senses that there's more to you than what she currently sees, she leans in. She asks questions. She initiates conversations. She looks for opportunities to spend time with you. Her pursuit is driven by curiosity, not pressure. Maintaining mystery also signals confidence. You are comfortable being known over time. You don't need immediate validation. That calm self-assurance is deeply attractive. It makes her feel like earning your attention, and understanding you is a journey worth taking. When you hold back just enough, you create space for her to move forward. Mystery keeps attraction alive and gives her a reason to chase. 5. Prioritize your purpose. Nothing makes a woman chase faster than realizing she is not the center of your world. When a man has a clear sense of purpose, direction, and ambition, his presence carries weight. Purpose gives you depth, structure, and confidence, and women naturally gravitate toward men whose lives feel meaningful and self-directed. Many men unknowingly shrink their lives to revolve around a woman they like. They abandon routines, hobbies, and goals in order to be more available. While this may feel like dedication, it quietly signals insecurity and lack of direction. Attraction weakens when a woman senses that you would give up your path for her attention. When you prioritize your purpose, you communicate stability and self-respect. You show that your time is intentional. You don't chase attention because you are building something that matters to you. This creates admiration and curiosity. She starts to wonder where she fits into your world, not the other way around. That shift is powerful. Purpose doesn't have to be flashy. It can be your career, personal growth, creative pursuits, fitness, or anything that demands commitment and focus. What matters is that you take it seriously and protect time for it. When a woman sees that you are disciplined and consistent, she associates you with strength and reliability. A man with purpose does not need to announce it constantly. His actions show it. He schedules time instead of being on standby. He speaks with clarity about what he's working toward. This quiet certainty makes interactions with him feel grounded and attractive. When you live this way, a woman begins adjusting herself to your rhythm. She reaches out more. She tries to secure your attention. She wants to be part of your world because it feels solid and intentional. The chase happens naturally because she senses that access to you is earned, not automatic. Purpose also protects you emotionally. You don't become overly attached to outcomes because your identity is not tied to her response. This emotional independence makes you more attractive and harder to replace. When a woman sees that your life is moving forward with or without her, she feels compelled to move closer. Purpose creates gravity, and gravity pulls her toward you without you having to chase at all. 6. Lead without force. One of the most overlooked reasons women chase certain men is their ability to lead calmly and naturally. Leadership is not about control, dominance, or telling her what to do. It's about direction, decisiveness, and emotional presence. When you lead without force, a woman feels safe, guided, and relaxed around you. That safety makes her want to move closer. Many men either avoid leading out of fear of doing it wrong or overcompensate by trying too hard. Both extremes weaken attraction. True leadership is subtle. You make decisions with ease. You suggest plans instead of asking endless questions. You move conversations forward without needing approval for every step. This creates momentum, and momentum keeps attraction alive. When you lead calmly, you remove pressure from her. She doesn't have to guess what's happening or worry about managing the interaction. She can relax into her feminine energy and enjoy the connection. That emotional ease is addictive. She begins associating you with clarity and confidence. Leadership also shows emotional strength. You don't react impulsively. You handle uncertainty without panic. If plans change, you adapt smoothly. This composure signals maturity and stability. Women naturally pursue men who can hold steady energy, especially when situations are unclear or unpredictable. Leading without force also means respecting her pace. You don't rush intimacy or push outcomes. You read the room, adjust your approach, and remain patient. This balance of direction and respect builds trust. Trust deepens attraction. When a woman notices that you guide interactions without pressure, she starts investing more emotionally. She feels seen and understood. She wants to keep the connection going because it feels easy and natural. Her pursuit is driven by comfort and attraction, not obligation. Men who lead well don't explain themselves excessively. They let their actions speak. This creates mystery and confidence. She starts leaning in, asking questions, and wanting more time with you. The chase becomes effortless because she feels drawn to your energy. Leadership without force positions you as a man she can rely on emotionally. That reliability makes her want to secure your attention and place in your life. When she starts chasing, it's because being close to you feels grounding and rewarding. 7. Detach from the outcome. The final piece that makes a woman chase you is detachment from the outcome. This is where most men fail, and it's also where attraction either locks in or disappears. Detachment means you enjoy the connection, but you are not emotionally dependent on where it goes. You are present, engaged, and confident without needing guarantees, labels, or reassurance to feel secure. When a woman senses that you are outcome dependent, she feels it immediately. Your tone changes, your behavior shifts. You start trying to impress, convince, or secure her interest. That energy creates pressure, and pressure pushes attraction away. Detachment removes that pressure and replaces it with calm confidence. Detachment does not mean indifference. It means trust. You trust yourself. You trust your value. You trust that if the connection is right, it will grow naturally. And if it doesn't, you will be fine. That mindset is powerful. It changes how you speak, how you move, and how you respond. When you are detached, you don't rush conversations. You don't overexplain your intentions. You don't chase clarity. You let things unfold. This creates space for her emotions to surface. In that space, she begins to feel more. She wonders how invested you are. She becomes curious about your level of interest. That curiosity triggers pursuit. Women chase men who are emotionally self-sufficient. When she realizes that your happiness doesn't depend on her validation, she feels drawn to earn your attention. She initiates more. She checks in. She tries to deepen the bond because she feels the possibility of losing access to you. Detachment also sharpens your standards. You stop trying to be chosen and start observing whether she fits into your life. This subtle shift changes the power dynamic. She feels it, even if she can't explain it. When a woman feels that you are selective, she naturally wants to qualify herself. The strongest form of attraction happens when you are fully present but not attached. You enjoy her company, you laugh, you connect, but you don't cling. That balance creates emotional tension and desire. When you detach from the outcome, you become grounded, confident, and magnetic. And that is when chasing begins naturally, without effort, without games, and without force. Making a woman chase you is not about tricks, manipulation, or pretending to be someone you're not. It happens when you shift how you show up. When you stop overgiving, regulate your emotions, allow her to invest, maintain a sense of mystery, stay focused on your purpose, lead calmly, and detach from outcomes. The dynamic changes naturally. She doesn't chase because you asked her to. She chases because she feels something real pulling her toward you. The common mistake men make is trying to force attraction through effort. Attraction grows through presence, restraint, and confidence. When you respect your time, energy, and direction, you communicate value without saying a word. Women respond to that energy instinctively. They lean in, invest more, and seek reassurance through action rather than words. Each principle you learned works together. Emotional control supports detachment. Purpose strengthens mystery. Leadership creates safety. Investment builds attachment. When these elements align, you no longer feel the need to chase. Instead, you become the man women want to pursue because being close to you feels earned, exciting, and emotionally rewarding. The moment you stop trying to be chosen and start living as if your life already has meaning, women feel it. They sense your self-respect. They feel your steadiness. And they respond by moving toward you. This is how chasing begins in a healthy, natural way. Not through pressure, but through presence. Not through control, but through confidence. Master these behaviors, and you won't need to wonder where you stand. Her actions will show you clearly.